Welcome back to the channel, and surprise, surprise, Hakes decided to start the auctions early for part one of Jeff Jacobs' collection. A big Christmas surprise for those of you who have been saving up for the first round of the Jeff Jacobs collection. It's going to be a pretty incredible lot of items, and I think the prices will probably set new records for many of these items. And some of these items that I'm going to show you in today's video are items that we have never seen before because they are one of one. That's how ridiculous they are. And we already did kind of a preview video using the virtual catalog, but now that we can look at these items in high def, really up close, beautiful pictures, I had to show them. So I picked out a random assortment of just different items that I thought were incredible. I'm barely scratching the surface for the stuff that is now live on Hakes for bidding. They were originally planning to do it on January 6th in terms of starting the bids. They decided to do it early. Apparently, the demand was incredible, and they just want to make sure that people have enough time to bid. And they still close on Wednesday, January 22nd. So that has not changed at all. So before I dig in any further, I need to say a couple of shout outs. First, I had Rowan Bridge. He recently upgraded his Patreon membership. Thank you, Rowan, for doing that. That is very kind of you. I really appreciate it. And then I also received 2 YouTube supers from 2 close friends of mine. Dominic R., he sent me $50. I mean, that's super generous. And Jim W. also sent me $15. So you guys are really nice to send me those supers. Happy holidays and Happy New Year to everybody. Again, I just picked out a random assortment here, but I just thought it'd be kind of fun to look at these in more detail. Obviously, we got to start off with the 12-back A Ben Kenobi. This is a double telescoping saber Ben Kenobi graded AFA 85. Absolutely amazing. Really, really incredible. And, you know, I think the last one, they even have it in here. So they had a double telescoping Obi-Wan Kenobi that was only an AFA 80. This is an 85. The AFA 80 sold for $76,700 in November of 2017. $76,000. What is this one going to sell for that's an AFA 85? I have no idea. It's one of 2 that are AFA 85s on the population report. So, will it break 100,000? That's the question. Will it break even 150,000? I don't know. I have no idea. If I had to guess, it's probably going to break 100. That's my guess. The starting bid is at 50. So, and really all of the starting bids for all of these items are well below fair market value. So they should all sell. They didn't even include a value code on this one. You know, with Hakes, they usually put a value code to give you a rough idea of range. When it's one of 2 and it's the highest graded example, I don't know how you can come up with a value estimate. I think personally it's going to break 100,000. Some whale out there is going to spend that kind of money. Maybe I'm wrong. A couple of different Japanese Takaras I wanted to show you that we talked about briefly in the virtual catalog video, but this is the alternate head sculpt C-3PO that's on this 12-back C Takara AFA 90. This one doesn't have the sticker on the front, you know, the little import sticker that we're used to seeing on these Takara 12-backs. It looks just like a normal 12-back, and you know, maybe the sticker just was missing. I don't know. But this one is a 12C AFA 90 with the alternate head sculpt C-3PO. The value code is 2 to 5,000. I personally think it might be, and we'll see how correct I am. I have a feeling it's going to break above 5,000. That's my personal opinion. If an AFA 90, if an AFA 90 32B old case style, you know, just single score for 32B Yoda sells for 16,000. Yeah, and this is straight 90s with subscores. I mean, I'm not saying they're exactly the same thing, and you know, there's some people that don't really collect the foreign variants and things like that. But it's an AFA 90. I got to believe it's going to break that $5,000 high value code estimate. Here's another one that was really incredible. This is the white background Darth Vader. And this one is also a Japanese release. It doesn't have this, you know, the Takara import sticker on the front either, but it's got the white background and it is the alternate head sculpt Takara factory figure. It's hard to see in there because the head's kind of turned sideways, but it is a slightly different head sculpt for the Darth Vader that's in there. And this is a Japanese release. This carded figure was distributed in Japan with Takara exclusive head sculpt and a white background behind the figure. Just the white background behind the figure makes it expensive because it's just kind of a variant. They tend to go for a lot of money. The value code on this one's 5 to 10. I have no idea what that's going to sell for. Huge money. Here's, again, there's 12 backs galore. There's 20, 21 backs. I'm just showing you a sample, okay? You need to go on. There's 131 different items for sale, and that number might be low. I might be miscalculating that, but they're all AFA graded. They're all high grade. I mean, this is just part one of the of Jeff's collection, but it's going to set all kinds of records. So here was a 20 back G Princess Leia AFA 85. The value code on that's 1 to 2,000. I think we might see that one break 2,000 pretty easily. Here was a 21B Boba Fett AFA 85, and I think this value code's probably about right, 10 to 20. Have we seen higher numbers than that? There was an AFA 95, quote unquote, that Heritage had that was not a 95 anymore. The weapon had come loose, and it was just lots. There was lots. It was a single score. I mean, there was very clearly not a 95 anymore, and that one sold for whatever it was, $80,000. So, will it hit those kind of numbers? No, I don't think so. But this one is a true 85, right? This is a true 85, unlike that one that sold at Heritage. So they got the value code at 10 to 20. I think it'll probably be towards the upper end of that price range. Maybe it does break 20,000 though. We'll see. Here was another beauty. This is the special action figure hero set with Luke X-Wing, Han Solo, and Obi-Wan Kenobi graded AFA 85. There's a number of different special action figure sets in this auction. They got the value code at 10 to 20,000 for that one. Here was, and I was right, by the way, when we were looking at the virtual catalog, I was like, I think all of those are encased inside the same acrylic case from AFA, and that is the case. These are all department store 4-packs, and they're all graded uncirculated 85, and they are all inside the same case. I mean, look how incredible that item is. That is pretty cool. And they got the value code at 10 to 20 on that one as well. So these are JCPenney catalog 4-packs. And so somehow he was able to get all 4 of them factory sealed and then send them in to AFA to be opened for uncirculated designation and also include them in the same grading case. So how wild is that? That is just absolutely insane. Next up is that Sonic controlled land speeder. This was also, I believe, a JCPenney exclusive. AFA 80. Extremely rare. This is the land speeder that came with a remote control that's shaped like R2-D2. And they get the value code at $5,000 to $10,000. Not surprising at all. I've seen loose complete examples go for stupid money before. So I think that one will go for quite a bit of money. Here is another FET. There's a bunch of different mint on card FETs, all graded 80 and 85. But here's a 21 back transition card ESB graded AFA 80. They got the value code at 2 to 5. I think it'll be kind of right towards the middle of that range, probably in that, I don't know, maybe $3,000 range, somewhere in that ballpark. Here is a rare one, and I don't know if I talked about this that much when I talked about the virtual catalog. This is a small head Han Solo on an Empire Strikes Back card. And, I didn't even know this existed, to be honest with you. It's the single highest graded example according to the population report. And, to me, I never even knew that the small head Han still came on certain ESB card backs. It's a 31A. I would think if you were going to see one, it would probably be on a 21 back. But this one is a 31 back. And, I guess there were some 12 backs with the 32 back stickers. So, in theory, some of the inventory of figures that were available for the 12 backs and 20 backs and so forth were still available around the 31A back. So, but still, that's an incredible item. There's got to be very few of these on the census total, but this is also the highest graded example for the small head Han on an ESB card back. Here's a brown-haired Luke, 41 back E, AFA 85. I mean, these are just stunning figures that would make a great fit. I had to show a Cloud Car palette. You guys know I love the Cloud Car palette. This is his debut card, Clear Blister AFA 85. You know, I think that value code is actually low. I mean, I can tell you that for someone that collects that particular character, trying to find a Clear Blister 45 back in high grade for the Cloud Car palette, his debut card, is very tough. They most always are yellowed. And so, you know, they got 700 to 1,000. I think that's way low. I think that's way low. There was an AFA 80 or 80 plus that sold for around 1,100. So I think 700 to 1,000 is probably too low on that one. I bet it goes above that. But most of you guys don't care about this, but I wanted to at least show that one. I'm not bidding on any of this stuff, by the way. I'm trying to not bid on anything this year, believe it or not. I'm taking a break from adding anything to my collection. I've got enough. I'm getting my kicks from making these videos for you guys. And on that note, this video is going to release on New Year's Eve. I've got a New Year's Day video coming, just talking broadly about the market. And I made that video before I knew that Hakes was going to be going live early. So, you know, just keep that in mind. But, you know, I just wanted to kind of give my thoughts on where I think the market goes this year, especially as it relates to Jeff Jacobs' collection, since I think a lot of high water marks are going to be set for figures because of the grade, that, you know, the rarity and the high grade for a lot of these items this year. But how does that trickle down to the plebs like me who can't afford this stuff and, you know, have like that second tier down, or maybe even fourth tier down in terms of what we collect and the types of price points we collect? How does that trickle down to affect us? So, you know, I kind of went broad with it. You know, I talked a little bit about economics and things like that. It might be kind of boring for some of you guys, but I do have that coming out for New Year's Day, just FYI. Next up, we have a 47 back. This has got the clear blister, though. It's tough to find this one in a clear blister. And they mentioned that. Clear blister, single highest graded, 47 back for Luke Bespin. That's a beauty right there. Very tough to find that one in a clear blister. That one always seems to yellow. Darth Vader on this 47 back, AFA 85. Oh, man, I would love to have that. That is just super awesome. Look how beautiful this looks. I mean, that is stunning condition there. Unpunched. 4-lam offer, Darth Vader ESB. Anything Darth Vader ESB is awesome. Here's a cool one. This is a 48 back A brown snake Yoda. Not often you see ESB card backs with the brown snake, but you know, this is a 48 back. So it was kind of when they were I think it was the transition was around 41, maybe 45, somewhere in that ballpark, where they transitioned over from the orange snake to the brown snake. But that is a beauty. Crystal clear blister AFA 85. What a beauty. 1,000 to 2,000 on that. That seems really low to me. That seems low, but who knows? Figure score is a 95 on that one. I mean, that's crazy. That's crazy. Here's that really rare debut card. This is the 48 back A for 4-lam. It's an AFA 60, but this is one of only 4 examples on AFA's population report. And there's not that many total that I think it was somebody that I was talking to. I can't remember who, but they think that there's less than 10 of these that exist, period, much less AFA graded. They got the value code on this of $20,000 to $35,000. I'll be really curious to see if this one hits that price point. It is extremely rare. It's the debut card, but it's for a character that maybe a lot of people don't care about. It's also not, you know, super high grade. It's an AFA 60 yellow blister. So I have no idea where this one's going to end. They've got a high value code on it. It certainly is going to sell it, you know, with a starting bid of 5,000, but it's going to take a special type of someone to be able to bid on this item, since you're really buying the rarity. You're not buying the grade on this one. It's just very tough to find the debut card for 4-lam on the 48 back A. Next up, there are some proof cards. Lots of Revenge of the Jedi proof cards. I just showed you the Yoda. This is an AFA 85 for the Revenge of the Jedi proof card. That is an absolute stunner. I'd love to bid on a number of those, but there's a bunch. There's the Boba Fett. This is probably going to be the most expensive of the Revenge of the Jedi proof cards, I would think. AFA 85 for the Boba Fett Revenge of the Jedi proof card. Really curious to see what some of these go for. I tend to think that the value codes on some of these are maybe a little low, but what do I know? You know, $10,000. I think that this pretty easily sells for that, but you know, there's just so much just in the first session that I do think that there's going to be a lot of whales that just spin willy-nilly in this auction. And, you know, pick your spots, guys. Pick your spots. Hopefully you can find some fair deals in here, but there's going to be a lot of very, very expensive items all the way around, just given the rarity. There are some Toll Toys items in here. So these are the Australian, New Zealand Toll Toys. There's like 3 or 4 mint on cards for those. Here is an AFA 80 Toll Toys Emperor's Royal Guard. So very, very rare, clear blister. And this is the single highest graded Toll Toys, and a pretty amazing item there. So I think there's 3 or 4 different characters they've got for the Australian Toll Toys. I got a couple of tri-logos I wanted to talk about. First is this Han Solo Hoth. This one has the pale face purple jacket, Spanish. I assume it's a Spanish PvP, right? That's his PvP figure, not a POC figure. But you know, they just say pale face gray blue coat. I mean, I call it the purple coat, but that's a Spanish figure inside the blister, and that's AFA 85. And this is the only and single highest graded. So there's nobody else that's submitted to AFA a Spanish PvP pale face purple coat Han Solo Hoth on the tri-logo card back. And so it's a one of one on this. And speaking of one of ones is the Hollow Cheeks Tusken Raider on the tri-logo card back. And as one or two of you all pointed out, this is a French Meccano figure. There is a very rare no COO French Meccano Hollow Cheeks Tusken Raider that was made. And this is the only example on AFA's population report with the Hollow Cheeks inside. So it's, you know, not the highest grade. It's an AFA 75, but who cares? They got the value code at $2,000 to $5,000. I think that number is really low. I really do. I mean, if I had the money for it, I would pay $5,000 in a heartbeat for this. But, you know, again, some people may not care about this, just given everything else that's in this auction. But I'd be really curious to see what this one sells for. I've never heard of a Hollow Cheeks Tusken Raider on a tri-logo, and there has got to be some cachet to have that on, you know, to have that yourself, you know, in your collection. But wow, what an incredible item there. Next up, there are a bunch of Lily Lettys, so made for the Mexico market. Lily Lettys, not the made in Mexico's, for the U.S. market. So it's got the Lily Letty logo in the lower right-hand corner. This is an AFA 80 Luke Bespin. That will go for insane money. The value code on that one's $10,000 to $20,000 on that one. They also have a Yoda. And this one is the Regresso Yoda, not the Returno. So this is the later iteration of Yoda on the Lily Letty card back AFA 80. They got the value code at $5,000 to $10,000 on that one as well. So amazing. And then on through the Power of the Force line, there's a bunch of those. There's droids. We got Sice from AFA 85. We've got a Boba Fett yellowed blister AFA 85. I mean, just some incredible stuff there. So, you know, I pulled up just everything that is in this auction, and you can see that it goes on forever. Pretty much every single card back. There's mailers and baggies, 12-inch line, all the vehicles and things like that. So it's going to be setting new records for sure. But I just wanted to give you a quick update and let you know that the auction is live now. They went live a week early. The ending date for all of the Star Wars items is still the same, which is January 22nd, Wednesday, January 22nd. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this look at what's coming in this amazing auction. Thank you, as always, for watching. Please be sure to leave me a like, and I'll be back soon.